Every culture has its dark folklore, but some have evil, vindictive, and even bloodthirsty gods that are straight out of nightmares. Some may have served as a warning to lead a righteous life, but others would just snatch your soul for no reason at all. Either way, these gods that people actually believed in were out for blood, so our ancestors better have been on their toes. Here are 10 bloodthirsty gods people once worshipped. Huitzilopochtli. This Aztec sun and war god was actually a key figure in the founding of present-day Mexico, and his birth is something of legend. When his goddess mother was attacked and killed by the 400 stars of the southern sky, he emerged from her womb fully armed and killed them all. The Aztecs believed that their sun and war god deserved daily nourishment in the form of human blood. They offered him the hearts of warriors who died in battle or human sacrifices, who believed that they would join him as his trusted advisor in the sun. In the 15th month of the ceremonial year, war prisoners and slaves were bathed in a sacred spring and sacrificed as the Aztecs danced. His first shrine was built on the spot where priests found an eagle poised on a rock, devouring a snake, an image so important that it's portrayed on the national flag of Mexico. Loviatar. This Finnish goddess of death, pain, and disease was the blind daughter of Tioni, the god of death, and his underworld queen, Tionatar. A nationally recognized Finnish poem calls Loviatar their most evil daughter with the blackest of hearts. She was believed to have become pregnant by the east wind, and the 9 sons that she bore each carried and spread a vile disease. Consumption, colic, gout, rickets, ulcers, scabs, cancer, and the plague. Her 9th son was considered the worst, and it's believed that Loviatar banished him to become the scourge of mankind. Some say that the wind who impregnated her was a sea monster, who was known as the father of diseases. He was related to Scandinavian giants who could shoot arrows into people, causing them to contract illnesses. Kali. This Hindu goddess of time, death, and destruction is a revered deity in Hinduism and is known as the Fierce Destroyer. Mythologically, she emerges from the forehead of the goddess Durga during a cosmic battle, equipped with multiple arms wielding weapons. Kali's fearsome appearance symbolizes the raw, unbridled energy of the divine feminine. She appears in a constant state of bloodthirsty ecstasy and is usually depicted as wielding weapons with 4 or more arms and hoisting a bloody head while standing on the body of her husband Shiva. Her fierceness represents the ability to do what gentler gods cannot do to protect her fellow gods and worshippers from anything that might harm them. She exists outside of the realm of time, transcending good and evil, and is seen as Mother Nature, embodying the power of creation and destruction. Whiro. The Maori are the indigenous Polynesian people of mainland New Zealand, and Whiro is their god of darkness and evil. According to mythology, Whiro was the brother of the light god Tene and born from Papa, the earth, and Rangi, the sky. Tene separated his parents by forcing Rangi up above Papa, and this angered Whiro because he wanted to remain in darkness. He became the embodiment of darkness and evil and went on to rule the underworld. The Maori believe that his demonic guidance is the reason why people do wicked things. When a person died, Whiro would try to eat them as they entered the underworld. Each bit of flesh made him stronger, so that he could one day grow powerful enough to devour everything on Earth. The Maori would actually cremate their dead to prevent them from being consumed by Whiro, because they believed that he could not gain strength from ashes. Apep, or Apophis. In ancient Egypt, this demonic serpent god of chaos represented all things dark, evil, and unruly. He's described as a primordial beast who dwells in the realm of shadow and is driven to devour all of creation. Every night, Apep slaughtered the sun god Ra, while the dead would unsuccessfully try to stop him. If Apep swallowed Ra, the dead would cut a hole in his belly for Ra to escape each morning. If they failed, the world would be plunged into darkness. Also known as the Eater of Souls, he was associated with frightening natural events like unexplained darkness caused by solar eclipses, storms, and earthquakes. He was a force of evil that could not be reasoned with. He was not worshipped, but he was feared and could never be destroyed. The Erinyes. Along with Aphrodite, these Greek goddesses of vengeance were born when Kronos tossed Uranus's genitals into the sea. While Aphrodite was born from the sea, the Erinyes were born from the blood that spilled from the castration. They were old, hideous-looking women known as the Furies, and were also sometimes depicted with dog heads, bat wings, black bodies, and snakes for hair, just like Medusa. If any mortal committed crimes against their parents, people older than them, city authorities, or anyone that they were supposed to love, respect, or honor, the Erinyes would torment them with diseases, curses, insanity, or death. They would relentlessly hound their victim until they atoned for their crime and begged for forgiveness. Their punishments were seen as cruel but fair, and they weren't solely reserved for the living. They were also known for tormenting souls in the underworld. The Morrigan. Often depicted as a shape-shifting goddess, the Morrigan is a prominent figure in Irish mythology and is considered the Celtic queen of battle. She embodies fate, sovereignty, and warfare, and is sometimes seen with her two sisters who appear on the battlefield as three crows. In battle, her devoted followers view her as a source of inspiration and protection, and she would rain fire and terror over their opposing armies. Also known as the Phantom Queen, she seduces the dying towards death and even eats their bodies. The Morrigan also represents the moon and its three phases: new, waxing, and old. The moon's need to almost disappear before returning as full again reflects the Morrigan's need for death and destruction to set the path for rebirth and new life. Gonggong. This Chinese water god is depicted in folktales as a dragon or sea monster with a copper human head, an iron forehead, red hair, and the body of a serpent. He's seen as an incredibly strong and destructive god, and is said to cause many cosmic catastrophes with his minister Xiang Lu, who has 9 heads and a body of a snake. Gonggong's most egregious crime was knocking the Earth's axis off center. The story goes that Gonggong lost a fight with Zhuang, the Chinese god of fire, to claim the throne of heaven. In a fit of rage, he smashed Zhuang's head against a mountain, which is one of the 8 pillars that hold up the sky. This caused the sky to tilt towards the northwest and the earth to shift to the southeast, causing floods, fires, and the invasion of monstrous creatures. Ammit. In ancient Egypt, Ammit was a beastly goddess associated with time and judgment. She had the head of a crocodile, the frontal body of a lion, and the rear of a hippopotamus, and was known as the devourer of the dead. Ammit fulfilled a particularly gruesome role in the judgment of souls. In the underworld, Thoth would weigh the heart of an individual against the feather of Mat, the goddess of truth. If the person was pure, the scales would remain balanced. These were considered the blessed dead and would go on to live forever. However, if the scales tipped, the person was unworthy of eternal bliss. Their impure heart was devoured by Ammit, and their soul was lost forever. Lamastu. A demon goddess of Mesopotamian mythology, Lamastu was a hellish hybrid creature, depicted as pregnant, covered with thick hair, and having 2 skulls over her breasts. She had a snake's tail, large wings, 3 eyes, taloned feet, and her head was said to be either a jackal, lioness, snake, or hawk, depending on the source. Lamastu was known for polluting water, spreading disease, causing nightmares, eating men, and drinking their blood while constantly howling like a demon dog. She is said to have especially terrorized children and pregnant women who would say prayers to protect their unborn babies from her. She caused miscarriages and kidnapped infants, feeding them with her own poisonous milk before feasting on them. Lamastu herself is considered to be the mother of many demonic creatures and monsters who helped carry out her evil plans. But that's all for today. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like, leave a comment, and of course share it. It helps me out tremendously in the algorithm. And of course, make sure that you follow me on Twitch. Link is in the description. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.